to go get RJ. Y'all, I got good news, y'all. I've been getting jobs been calling me. I got an interview coming up next week, y'all. I got an interview, y'all. I got a phone call from an employer, and God is so good. I think this is gonna be the one. I think this is gonna be the one. You know, I said that I wanted to whatever job that I get, I said I wanted it to be my last time having to work for somebody, my last time doing the 9 to 5, and I think that this is the one, y'all. The phone call was just amazing. When she called me, I got a confirmation code and everything for the interview time and date, and I think that this one is going to be the one. You know what I'm saying? I really do. I'm happy with the amount. I'm happy with the flexibility that I'm going to be able to have with my channel. I think this is the one. Your girl about to be back working. And every time I'm back working, hey, cousin. I'm going to get RJ, cousin. I'll see you back at the house. Okay. All right, later. That was my cousin, y'all. My cousin, Janai. My cousin Janae, shout out to her. She gonna be at the house when I get back. But yes, you guys, I got a job interview. I got a job interview. I got a job interview. Y'all don't even understand, girl. Let me tell you what type of day I had yesterday and this morning. Yesterday was rough, girl. You understand me? Thank you, Soraya, bruh. Thank you, Shamise. Thank you, everybody who just poured into me. I needed it. Yesterday was a rough day. And then this morning kind of started off rough because somebody said something stupid in the comments when I went to go see my uncle. And I don't play that because my uncle, like, you know, as a woman, you know, especially a woman that's single in this world, that has been through what I've been through, when it's a man that's a father figure to me, that has never disrespected me, never made me feel awkward, never, you know, never wanted anything from me, but just gave me love and poured into me. And whenever I call, he there, and I want to be there when he call. We actually, to be honest with y'all, we have been planning, like, celebrating a certain amount of years of sobriety, because he went through that too. You know, I went through it with opioids, but he went through it with the different stuff, because, you know, he older. So, you know, the epidemic in the 80s was not what it is today. So he like, when I tell you, this man walked the straight and narrow. This man has changed his life. Before, when he was with my auntie, you know, he was there for her, and I loved how he loved her. Like, and I don't think people understand how much I love my auntie. So when I see a man loving her the way that he did, he automatically had my respect then. You know, he automatically had my respect then. I'll never forget when I first met him, you know, and he a Capricorn like me, so it's certain things about him that's just cool that I love. And when Father's Day come, that's the person who I call and tell Happy Father's Day to. You know what I'm saying? And he never, so I didn't like what was said when I went to see my Uncle Freddie. But and it's not just what was said, but it's because I know that it was from somebody that was probably in my family that comes online and trolls me. And that it irritates me. Like, if it felt like it was from a stranger or something like that, then it'll be different, because they don't know me. I don't give a fuck. But I can tell when it's not like that. I can tell even with my surroundings and the way that people act and everything. Even when the way I got home, things was like started off rough. And so I'm glad that we agreed to start over. Me and my mom had to, like, literally do a reset. I was like, can we please just start this day over, because I really want to have a good day. But we did start over, thank God. And everything changed. I ended up getting a phone call, and she told me that we talked a little bit. You know, we did like a little quick phone interview. Hey, maybe it's a blessing for me. That's what I said. Let me tell you, sis. I said I was so sad when all of this happened, because it just happened out the blue, y'all. It really did. Like, one thing led to another, and I'll tell y'all a story time about what happened to my auntie Emily, right? And at first, when that happens, you kind of feel a little bit selfish, because you be like, why did this person have to leave me? I remember saying at her funeral that I'm scared of what life is gonna be like without her, because she was the one that spoke up for me. Nobody else. She was gonna speak up for me. She was gonna speak up for me. So I feel like she left me with somebody that is gonna do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? She ain't leave me alone. She blessed me with something that I have always wanted, which is a father figure type of person, somebody that can show me how to like do things. When I buy cars, like, he always got good advice. Like, man, like, it's no being sad around him. It's no being sad around him. Like, not because he don't tolerate it, but just because his spirit is so joyful and so happy. And also, he still miss my auntie just like I do, So the last day that I was with her when she was alive, the last day I was with her, right, I had came in the room and I was just so upset, because it was like, I kind of felt like, let's not give up, let's keep trying and everything. And the doctors, they made me upset, because I feel like the doctors was just giving up, and like they just decided that they gonna let her go or something. And so I was upset about it, because they had her sedated, right, where she was not in pain and stuff, and where she was like sleep, right? But whenever I would come in the room, she would start kicking out of her sleep, almost like she was trying to fight the sedation and wake up and tell me something. That's what I really truly felt like. Like, she was always doing that. So the last time, I would go every day because I was scared. Y'all, my auntie was in the hospital, and me and her was on the phone when everything first happened, and she went into the hospital, right? She kept going because she had problems breathing, and then they found something in her lungs, right? And so before I knew that, she was like, get here, get here, get here. So I took a cab. I spent my last, y'all. This was when I had just got my apartment, and I had just came out of a situation that I already told y'all about before, and I was just trying to get on my feet and everything. So I literally spent my last like $35 to get a cab to get there, because she never did that before. She never told me like, come now type of situation, and the way she sounded. So I came to that hospital, y'all, and they had COVID restrictions real bad and everything. So I'm in the hospital, and she on the phone with me, right? And she telling me to run through the security. The security telling me not to come. She like, come. Like, she wanted me to literally run up there and run upstairs. She never did that before. She was like, no, come now, come. Hurry up. Like, telling me to, hold on. I gotta figure out where the 911 going. Okay, she never did that before. So I'm standing there talking to security, and I'm begging them to let me see my auntie. Please let me see her, please. They like, no, you can't see her. And she telling me to go outside and go around them, trying to tell me other doors. And she never been like that. So I literally tried to run through security, and I had got stopped. And it was a lady who was sitting there watching the whole thing. And she gave me a ride home. It was a white lady. I was sitting there crying because I didn't know what was going on, but it just felt different. Everything felt different. I knew something wasn't right, bruh. I knew something wasn't right. And that night, when I finally calmed down, because I FaceTimed her while she was in the hospital, but that was hard for me because I didn't want to see her in the hospital, right? But that night, when I went to sleep, you know how you doze off and you wait, like you be like if you going to sleep, right? You know, when you lay down and close your eyes and you start to go to sleep, like I was laid down and closed my eyes and I started to go to sleep, and I just heard her voice, right? But she didn't say, she called my auntie name that's deceased. So I got an auntie, rest in peace, my auntie Sandra. She passed away when I was in Texas. And she passed away a couple years before this happened with my auntie, with my other auntie. And my auntie Sandra is my auntie Emily's sister, okay? So when I'm going to sleep, I just heard my auntie Emily's voice say, Sandra. And it made me get up like, no. That have never happened to me before. That's how I know how connected I am with my auntie, because that never happened to me before. People can say like, oh, I experienced this, and I never had no experience like that before, y'all. And I rebuked it. I was like, no. I rebuked that. Like, no. Like, please, Lord, don't let that happen. I rebuked that, right? And oh God. And so, you know, she started doing better, and she came out of the hospital. I'm gonna save all that other stuff that I want to say right now. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say that, right? We just gonna skip to the last day that I saw her. The last day that I saw her, I told y'all she was sedated heavily, and every time I would come in the room, she would start kicking, and they would come bring her more medicine. So I'm like, yo, she has a autoimmune disease called, I think it's called Behçet's or something, and y'all got to give her medicine that she would take on a daily basis if she was in a hospital or not. It's certain medication that she had to take every day, whether she was in a hospital or not. And I'm noticing that they're giving her, you know, Valium and through IV and pain medicine like morphine or something strong like that, because they were saying they wanted to keep hospital. That's me. And so I said, she started that more fight. She stopped. And I said, if you can, and I just got to praying. And I said, Auntie, I'm going to fight for you. I'm not going to let this happen to you. The first thing you got to do, though, Auntie, is you got to eat. You got to get up and you got to eat. And I just started praying. And I could tell when I was praying out to God, I could feel her squeeze my hand harder. She was doing things. But it was like she was so sedated, bro. And so I sat there until I literally sat there after, you know, I prayed and cried. You know, after you cry, you get and shit. So I prayed and cried, and I laid my head down on her because we was holding hands, and I laid my head down on her hands and stuff. And I didn't want to leave her. And guess what? My Uncle Freddie walked in the room. And I said, okay, now I feel like comfortable going home because Aunt here. Because I was like, I don't understand why they got my auntie like sleep like this, bro. Like like every time she moved, y'all give her more medicine, like. So my uncle came in there. And when he came in there, hold on, y'all. I'm pulling up at the school, and I'm trying to wonder why the police lights are on. My uncle had came in there, right? He came in there, and I was laying down on her hand, sleep. And he said, it looked like blood coming out. I said, hey, Mr. Crew. He said it looked like blood coming out her nose. I said, I didn't even look at that. And I looked, and it was like a little bit of blood, like on a little thing or whatever. And so I was like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Like, what does that mean? And he asked the nurse, and the nurse was like, oh yeah, no, it's all right. It's just because she have the breathing thing, the breathing tube or whatever that was on her, like she was getting oxygen or whatever. And I'm just like, bro, everything gonna be okay because Aunt here, so I know that I can go home and I can rest now because she's not gonna be by herself. After Aunt left the hospital, about 20 minutes later, I got a phone call that she was gone. I swear to God. Hey, y'all. I ain't look at the comments yet. We're gonna thank you, sis. I love y'all, man. I love y'all, man. Tonali, Shantae, Yushraya, Miss O. I love y'all, man. Thank y'all. That's right, sis. That's right, Yushraya. All right, if he tell me he don't want me to be live, y'all, I'm gonna have to cut it off. But I'm going live tonight regardless. You are you cool with me being live?
Oh, it don't matter.
Okay.
Boy, I got 3 girls Instagram today.
You did?
Yo.
They cute.
Nah, they ugly.
Shut up. Yeah, I'm glad you had a good day. What was I about to say? Oh, yeah. Y'all, so look, I am still going live. I already started cooking, so the food almost ready. And I'm going to go live tonight and do that show that I was telling y'all that I wanted to do. I'm going to do it. Have a good day. I'm going to do it. So, I'm going to go ahead and get off now, right? And talk to my son. But y'all look out for me like in the next hour or two. I hate going live around this time because it's a time where everybody live, but it's either now or never. Like I've been saying I'm gonna do it, so I need to go ahead and do it. I saw some more content that somebody wanted me to do commentary to. So we're gonna get into it. Get your videos ready. If you got something that you want to send me, we just gonna kick it, y'all. We're gonna kick it. We're gonna kick it tonight. So look out for me about 6 to 7 o'clock.